Good morning, retail traders. It's been a little bit since I've came out with a video. Well, we've got earnings coming up, so let's talk about them. I already got some picked out that I'll be watching, and let's get right to her. So these are the earnings list. We've got nothing really coming out here on Monday, but Tuesday we got JP Morgan, Citibank, Wells Fargo Wagon, BlackRock are going to be Tuesday morning. Then we've got Tuesday evening, JB Hunt, which I think I need to add to my watch list. And nothing else in there. And then Wednesday morning, we got Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Progressives on here, Johnson & Johnson, Morgan Stanley. And then Wednesday evening, United Airlines should be one to watch. AA, Alcoa. Then we got TSM Thursday morning with Pepsi. Abbott's on here. Then Thursday after hours, I think Netflix is going to be, on there definitely. A little overbought, in my opinion. And then 3M on Friday with Charles Schwab, SCHW. And what was that other one? We'll come to it here in a second. SCHW. Whoop, that was not the right number. What was that again? Charles Schwab. SCHW. That's what I said. So volume high, we got Bank of America. You can see that it's definitely at a triple top, and we broke out here a couple weeks ago and we pulled back to the 21. Now, to me, I think Pow needs a good spanking. He's definitely fixed on the billionaires and not the middle class or the lower class with these high interest rates. Definitely the millionaires and the billionaires can afford this kind of economy right now. So we got a triple top resistance and we broke below it. And we pulled back to the 21 on Bank of America at 47 something. Then I think the hold would be this previous resistance high right here. And we're going to draw that trend line off the body of that candle right there. To right there, so somewhere right around this here 46 area. I'm gonna set an alert right there. Then I got Kentucky Fried Chicken, Wells Fargo Wagon. We have a 1, 2, 3. We got a double top. Now this one's doing better. It's had some controversy in the past few years, or a while back, during the housing crisis, but I think they've kind of cleaned up their act. So support to hold will have to be right around 81.48. If that doesn't hold, we might see 79.75 with a low support down here right around 77.79. With resistance to break would be the double top at 83.58. So it's looking pretty good. It's definitely had a nice recovery in the last 3 months. So I'd keep it on watch. everything I'm going to mention is going to be a dip. If it dips, it's going to be a buy because I like every one of these companies, all but maybe one or two of them. TSM, another good one that's had one heck of a run with new highs in the past year. Now, we were told doom and gloom by Wall Street and all their cronies, and it ain't been nothing like that at all. I think they're all a bunch of crap, full of crap. So personally, I'm liking the market. I'm very bullish on the market, especially as Trump is president. I wasn't that bullish during Biden because we printed $14 trillion for Wall Street, and Trump ain't doing that. He's bringing in the money from out of country. We've got like 14 trillion coming in already in 6 months for our economy, and we don't have to print it. It's not coming out of your pocket. It's coming out of corporates. So we got support right here to hold. So we got a support channel right here between 222 and 226.50. If it holds the 21, we've held that 21 all the way up. If that doesn't hold, it could be a pretty good drop down. TSM, now it's had a good run, and this is the main chip company. They're definitely bringing trillions into America, building a couple plants. NVIDIA versus Microsoft. Who will hit the 5 trillion market cap first? I don't know. I'm not going to put my opinion on that. I'm not a Bill Gates fan. C, here's another great run. All the banks had their great run. We were told that this was going to happen, that the banks are going to like Trump. But I think the banks like Powell too because of the high interest rates. I mean, I got credit cards that are at 12 to 19%, and I'm going, what the heck? I got excellent credit, so I just don't use them anymore. Support's going to be right around 84.68. I'm just going to the previous highs and see if they hold, and that's going to be Citibank. But it's definitely had a huge run already, $30 in the past 3 months, and that's more than 40%, 30% on the stock itself. So they definitely got to come pull back. These banks are just way too high right now. JP Morgan, Johnson & Johnson, here's one that's kind of flattened out some. We got an ascending triangle. This could be a good one to watch. You got your ascending triangle right here, so resistance to break. 158.19 with support right around 152.50. Definitely right on 152.50 for a strong buy. That's Johnson & Johnson. Then we got Ecoa. Here's another one that couldn't break the 200 EMA on the daily, and it's kind of pulled back to support, and I'm not very bullish on this one here, so I'm going to call support right around 27.88. Off this two previous double bottoms right here, $28. So if that drops to 28, and we'll see if I can get a bounce off of it. Then we got a gap down here. So low support right around 27.32. Pepsi, I don't drink soda pop. I think I've had 2 tablespoons of soda pop in the past 3 years. It about made me sick when I drunk it. So I just don't drink it. I'm not a big catalyst on soda pop, but right here at 140, resistance to break. support to hold 132.21. United Airlines, as we heard, they weren't able to give forecast in their earnings last quarter because of the trade war and tariffs. I think they're full of shit. I said it back then when they couldn't give any earnings forecast, and we seen Dow had great earnings, and I think UAL will also have great earnings. The airports are packed, the ships are packed, the resorts are packed, everything's packed. Nothing slowed down in the tourist industry. Nothing. So we got support at 84.29 to hold. 84.29 off an ascending triangle or even a Darvis box with a head and shoulders. So that has to hold. That's a pretty solid support at 84.29. If that doesn't hold, we can drop down to 76.93. We got Schwab. Now, Schwab's had one heck of a run. We were at 61.01 a year ago. Now we're at 92. We're up more than 30-some%. It needs to kind of pull back too and kind of consolidate. So we have a 1, 2, 3 off the 21, right around $90, 90.71. If that doesn't hold off the 21 EMA, we can easily drop down and hit the 50. And that 50 is a good one. That's a 50 SMA right around 88.36. So let's put that price line right there, 88.29, and then support level will be the triple top breakout. Right here on the body of that candle to the body of that one. There's 1, 2, 3 breakout, so it'll easily come back down and hit that 21 for solid support if it wants to stay bullish. If not, she'll dingle on down to 88.61, 88.29 off the 50 SMA on the daily time frame. Then you got Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley also had a great run from 95 all the way to 143, more than 45 to 50% run up to the upside. So I would suggest another great breakout. I mean, we were told, and I told the room when Trump was president that said, get in your banks because they're going to run. You got a business-friendly president for once. And I've been in business for 35 years. I couldn't stand the Biden administration. The inflation about killed me. It costs me 21 to 30% more to run my business now than it did 4 years ago. So I'm not happy. 135.52. Can you imagine sucking 30% of your profit out of your wallet every month? 135.52 for a low. 138.89 off the 21 is your pivot point. And then resistance to break at 144.12. And then we got ABT, Abbott Labs. We're definitely at support right now off the 63. I'm going to call support to hold down here off the 200 to buy this long. And I'm going to set an alert right off that 200 SMA on the daily. And that's Abbott. So I'm not bullish on it at all. Netflix, it is a Wall Street baby. Now this one's way overbought. It's up over 100% in a year. It's up over, let's go back 3 years. This thing's way overbought, okay? We were at 188 3 years ago, and it's at 1341. So this thing needs to come back big time. And I'm going to set an alert right around 966, 963 for a buy signal. Off the 50 SMA, way overbought. Now, I'm not a Hollywood guy. I haven't watched movies in years. I don't waste my time on wokeism and Wall Street. Hollywood. But our society is glued to the TV. I don't know too many people that watch TV. I don't have the time to watch TV. Plus, I think it's a waste of time. So, I just won't trade it. Unless earnings are bad, I'll short it back to 1,000. A little above 1,000. 1062. Then we got Allied ALLY Bank. Now they're making profit. They're doing real good. I used to trade this years ago. So we got a double top resistance up here at 44.23. And we got support right off the 50 SMA right now at 36.87. And that's got to hold. $37. That's Ally. I think there'll be good earnings. So if you get any kind of pullback, I'd be bullish on this trade. We got 3M. Now I'm not a big fan of 3M, but it's up 100% in 2 years. They had some controversy during COVID. So I'm going to put my alert right up here on this triple top. Actually, I'm going to do this. Take that and put that right there. So it's going to be off the 9. There's your triple top right there. We'll set an alert for this one. I can be bullish on, I don't know. It just had too good of a run. And it likes pullbacks. So this thing could easily pull back to this lower support here if it has bad earnings. So I'm not very bullish on that one. Goldman Sachs is a liberal bank with a bunch of crooks. We got a double top breakout here, and that's going to be your support off the 9. So that's going to be your first support. Double top break off the 9. Right around 6. God, this thing's that high. Oh my God. I didn't even notice the price on this thing. Yeah, this is way overbought. Yeah, this is definitely going to pull back. This is way overbought. Way overbought. This is horrible. I'm going to say it's going to drop 60 bucks. I might raise it up to this previous high on this 4 hour. I think I will. I'll set my alert right there for a double top. This is way overbought. Way overbought. And then got BlackRock, same thing, way overbought. New highs, 1106. This is way overbought. I like it just under $1,000. BlackRock, I think it'll pull back. Now these are all the dumbasses that have been calling recession and depression and everything else. BlackRock's a very liberal, woke. They started the wokeism. I'm going to wait for just under $1,000. I'll put an alert above, right at the 9 on the weekly. So this is my theory. This is my hypothesis. I've been saying this. Everybody knows how I feel about earnings. The last call around, that none of them could give forecasts, and they were all good earnings. Earnings were all good. Last quarter, they were all good, but they couldn't give forecast, which makes me, kind of leery of the CEO of the company, for one. A lot of them couldn't give forecast out. They were calling recession, depression, high inflation, and none of that's come to fruition. None of it. So I think earnings are going to be good again, but they're priced in this time. You see, we hit the 200 right here on the weekly. This is called, when I called the reversal in the market, off the 200 on the weekly time frame, and we bounced right up off of that. Now the fat cats didn't do that, none of them. Nobody called support off the 200 SMA or EMA on the weekly time frame. Nobody. I didn't see one person out there call it, but I did, and I did a video on it. You can go back and watch it. I was really, really, really excited at that time. I'm not that excited right now because we've kind of bought into the dip and we're at all-time highs. So any kind of small pullback, I think, will be a strong buy. I'm very bullish in the market right now. More bullish in the past 6 months than I have been in the past 4 years. But I don't think like a Wall Street crony, I don't get that free money coming into me. I got to earn mine. Now that they got it taken away, they're kind of desperate. But you can see we bounced off the 200, so we can get a good pullback on this off these crows. And each one of these crows each one of these soldiers, it's going to be a support level, all the way down to the top of this triangle right here. And if we touch that 992.45, I'll buy this long and run it back up. See what happened last earnings. They were just the same as before, the same as before, the same as before, the same as before, and we still had to pull back because they were worried about recession, inflation, and everything else, and none of that's happened. So this is it. That's my hypothesis, is that their guidance, they couldn't give a guidance last earnings, and I did. I said I wouldn't trade any of these companies if these companies couldn't give any guidance, because I was bullish in the market, and they're not. So we could easily come up and top at 11.29, 11.30, and then pull back to $1,000, and then buy it for a day trade or a swing trade overnight. That's a sneaky snake trading strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. Keep an eye on this watch list. These are my favorite stocks this week when it comes to earnings. And have a great day.